And online, there's been quite a few questions coming in. If there's a second round for presidential elections, how prepared are you? That's the question that a lot of people are asking. So we're not asking for you to answer all the questions that you've just received, but I would invite you to kind of sum up, respond to those that you feel appropriate, and then we'll draw to a close. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alex. I will take your advice seriously, since you have given me the option of choosing which questions to answer, which questions I'm not going to answer. But I'm going to answer all questions as best I can. So we start with John, Arise News. You talked about the teething problems with the beavers and what guarantees that the machines will work. Yes, we had issues in Anambra and the FCT when we deployed the beavers in November last year and in November 2021 and February 2022. We went back to the drawing board. We have found the solution to the problem. That's why in subsequent elections in Ekiti and Osun, you didn't see those glitches. But I'm not going to say more about what we discovered and what action we have done. Because if you are running web resources, you have to be mindful what you say, particularly at a forum like this, because the bad guys may also be listening. But we are confident, and this is what we have done, and we completed this early this week. We have the machines for the 2023 general elections, but we didn't want to take chances. Each and every machine has been tested and confirmed that the machine is functional. So actually for the last 2 weeks or so, our officials were in all the states of the Federation testing those machines. And the functionality of the machines is simply very encouraging. So we'll not take chances. The second thing we are going to do, and pretty soon, is to conduct mock accreditation exercise nationwide ahead of the election. We won't wait until the main election comes. We'll test the integrity of these machines with real live voters in selected polling units across the country. We did so in Ekiti and Osun. It was fantastic. We are going to do so nationwide. And increasingly, our people are becoming even more excited about the deployment of this technology. So we are really happy. And in terms of the numbers of the beavers machines, we always make provision for additional numbers of machines in case of malfunction or glitches. And there is always a backup. We have what we call the RA technical support that will fix the machines in the unlikely event of any glitches. And where it needs to be fixed is fixed, but where it fails to function completely in a polling unit, and from previous experience there are isolated polling units, the law has a remedy that the Commission should immobilize and conduct the election in the affected polling units within 24 hours. So we are really, really comfortable where we are on the machines, but we'll continue to do whatever we need to do to protect its integrity and to continue to test it for deployment during elections. Aisha, you asked 2 questions. The first one is friends spending quite a number of days to collect their PVCs. And you talked about the possibility of linkage between NIN and PVCs. NIN is our national identification number. These are numbers issued by a completely different agency. But there is a committee working on the harmonization of various sources of data, from the national identification number, the immigration service with passports, the central bank with bank verification numbers, the electoral commission, which has the largest database of citizens in the country, the Federal Road Safety Corps that issues driver's licenses nationwide. We hope by the time we achieve that harmonization, then obviously it will be easier. At that point, we hope it will also be possible for citizens to vote wherever they are, instead of the polling units where they register, because that is what the law provides for now. You have to vote, you can only vote in the polling units where you register. But he said some people are spending 2 to 3 days trying to collect their PVCs. So we hope that with the extension of time we granted, this will ease out. I'm really, really happy with the numbers coming from the states. In fact, it was reported yesterday by one of our resident electoral commissioners. He complained that in one of the states, people are not coming out to collect their PVCs. We'll continue to encourage citizens to collect their PVCs. We'll see what happens after the ward level collation, because after ward level collation, we are coming back to the local government areas for another week until the 29th of January. My appeal is that citizens who have registered should please be patient and collect their cards. But I'm also saying that for those who applied for transfer and relocation, they shouldn't go to the places where they applied for the transfer, but they should go to the places where they wish to vote right now, because that is where the card is. There is a policy in Nigeria that, yes, you only vote where you are registered, but if you are registered in point A, but you want to vote in point B, then you have to transfer your registration to that point. So some people go and apply for transfer. You can apply for transfer from any part of the country. You can even commence the process online. But when the card is ready, we're not going to drop it at the point of application for transfer, but at the point of collection of the cards. So it's important to keep telling the young Nigerians that they should also know that if they applied for transfer, this is the procedure for them to get their cards. Can Nigeria benefit from the quota system? That's the other question you ask. My own preference is for affirmative action. Affirmative action for any segment of the society that is underrepresented.